Good morning, guys. It is February 18th. Yeah, it's the 18th. Go me! 2016, and this is the morning drive. For those of you who don't watch this show, it's basically me driving to work and talking and answering questions. Due to technical difficulties, I don't have questions today. Couldn't get my computer to turn on so I can print off the comments. Don't have my iPad with me, and the only other form of getting the comments I'm using as a camera right now. So, basically, this drive is going to be me talking the entire time. So, hopefully I can think of something to talk about for 20 minutes while I drive to work. And try not to freeze to death. Why is it always so cold in this car? I did read the comments beforehand though, so if I happen to remember one, I'll mention it. First comment, I do remember, I don't remember who it was from. I'm pretty sure it was Cody Asher, who said that he just watched the first episode of the Death Watch campaign on minimoreevil.com and was wondering why my Death Watch guy's arms were more silver than the rest of everybody's. They were almost like a chrome. That was a mistake on my part. What ended up happening was everybody was using like iron breaker and stuff like that, and gunmetal alloy from Minotaur to paint their duders, and I couldn't find anything fast enough to paint it to get that effect, so I basically just sprayed it black, then grabbed the chrome and sprayed them chrome. I was like, oh, I'll just throw a wash on it, that should dull it down and make it look almost like an iron breaker or a gunmetal. So I sprayed them chrome. They came out and it looked like super shiny metal arms. I was like, wow, this would be a great silver for like doing a granite army because it's just so shiny. And I was like, okay, well, let's throw some null oil on here and try and dull it down a little bit. Threw the first coat on, did nothing. Threw the second coat on, did nothing. Threw like 4 more coats on and got it to go down maybe a shade. Sorry. I threw like 4 coats of null oil and got it to go down a little bit, but there's still that same shininess that you're seeing. It's not going down. So yeah, that was just like a happy accident on my part, but for the most part it's because I decided to use chrome and not silver, and apparently chrome is just impossible to get to dull down there. And I don't want to spray over it again and do the arms all over, because right now I'm kind of really liking the super silver. So, it's always fun. Also, I got to do some Death Watch campaign stuff yesterday. That was fun. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but it did not go the way I thought it would. You can interpret that however you want, but I would sincerely suggest watching that because it's hilarious. Because Matt decided to throw in a couple Easter eggs into that one, and he got some giggles out of it. Kind of bugged me. So anyway, that was one of the comments. Now I'm trying to remember the other ones. Pretty sure. The thing is, I'm trying to remember the comments, but I also am doing a sit and talk today. So I've got comments from the sit and talk also rattling around in my head, and I'm trying to remember which is which, and I'm trying also not to mix them up. So it's probably my best interest not to try and guess at which one was which, because then I'm going to start doing sit and talk comments on the morning drive, and that just gets confusing because people will be like, wait, I never asked that question. So yeah. Another question that I do remember, because I read it this morning before I got in the car, was have I read any of the Horus Heresy books? And if so, how many? And the answer is yes, I have, and I've read 4. I read the first 3, so I've read like Horus Rising, Flames of War, and I forget what the other one is. Yeah, it's gone. So I've read those 2. I've also read Legion, and Legion was awesome, mostly because I'm playing Alpha Legion, so I wanted to learn a little bit about them, and that's like a full story about them, which was nice. And it's not a novella or anything like that, so it's not like the Serpent's Tale or anything. But I'm also starting up my Ultramarines for 30k. I actually got one guy done. I ordered myself a Robot Guilliman. I think that's how you say his name. Guilliman. I'm done. I don't know how to say his name, but I ordered him. I did not order him from Forge World, so this may be an error on my part. I went on eBay and was like, ooh, I was just browsing eBay. I was like, well, let's see what's on here, see if there's anything interesting. And I found some guy who sells them. Oh, well, Tabernacle. Who sells them. And I was like, oh, cool. I wonder what the quality is. And there was a picture of one, and I pulled it up, and there was a little bit of flash on it, but you could tell it wasn't full-on Forge World, but it was still the original cast from Forge World. So what my best guess is that he bought one and then recasted it. So I ordered it from him because it was about $50 Canadian. Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, $50 Canadian. Well, score. So ordered that. It was free shipping. It'll get here in like the start of first or second week of March. So hopefully get him by then. And depending on the quality, I may or may not order some more things from him just because it looks really good. Him or her, I don't know. I'm not gonna do the whole gender specific thing. I just dropped a giant chunk of ice off my car. So we'll see how that turns out. If it turns out that it's a really good model, I'm gonna keep ordering stuff from him because it's rather effective. If it's not the best looking model, well then crap, basically. So I ordered that. I also took the Praetor out of the Trail of Kelth box, converted him up a little bit so he doesn't have the maul and the plasma pistol anymore. I gave him a combi melta and a power fist. And I also threw like a little flag on the top of him, which afterwards Steve was like, you know, they don't actually have flags, right? Like, it's against their lore to have flags. I was like, come on, man. Looked really cool. Because I have the Battle Demi Company box, and there's like 20 flags in that thing, so I took one of them off that and stuck it on this guy because it looked really cool. And it shows off a little bit more ultramarine type stuff. Steve just crushed those dreams. It's like, oh, thanks, buddy. So, but those are two things that I was excited about for my Ultramarines. I was also reading through like the codex and the special things that Ultramarines get, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So, oh, also the new Wolfen stuff came out, and we were looking at the new formation for demons. They're dumb. They're dumb. Like, incredibly dumb. Apparently, this is just a rumor that you can thank Nitless Josh for. But if you take the one demon formation, lets you take, I think, 4 demons, like demon princes, as your warlord. If you give one of them a warlord trait, they all get it. And one of the warlord traits you can get is +1 to your invul. Now, apparently, that affects stacks. So if you have 4 demons all surrounding each other, they all provide +1 to the invul of themselves. This applies to anything within 9 inches. So if you keep them in a nice little tight formation, anything within 9 inches of them also gets essentially +4 to their invul save. And if you're playing Tzeentch, which you'd have to for that, it's also reroll 1s. So you pretty much have a 2-up invulnerable save rerollable for your demons. It's dumb. So, yeah. I might start looking at getting a Chaos Demon army again, just to play that cheese. So, shoot, I'm excited for that. It should be fun. So, also a comment that came up in the Saturday morning gaming, which I thought was neat, was the Division beta started. Like, ooh. So I started downloading that. I don't remember who left that comment, but if you also watch the morning drive, definitely know that my Xbox is currently downloading that as I'm driving to work. I think it's like a 30 gigabyte game. So, yeah. That's the thing. I can't think of what else to talk about now. I am literally drawing a blank. Huh. Yeah, I got nothing. So, I'm trying to think of an idea for what to do for the stupid yawning. Stop it. Your fault, son, because you're right there and you're warming me up and I'm cold and just the warmth feels really nice. I was trying to think of what to do for reaching 100 subscribers. I know you guys are like, oh, what are you going to do for it? You going to get something done? I don't know. I have an idea, sort of. I have 2 things. The first one is not so much for the 100 subscribers, but just something to do, and the 100 subscribers is almost an excuse for doing it. But I usually go to a really fancy barbershop when I get my hair did, when I get my weave on, And what they do is they do the works, but they also have a straight razor that they'll like trim up my beard a little bit. They shave like the back of your neck and everything. I was like, oh, this is really nice. And the one girl there planted the seed of this idea in my head and said, you know, I could do designs on the side of your head. I was like, oh, you're intriguing me right now. So I was thinking about getting the wings of the Aquila just like shaved, so it looks like the mohawk is the center part, and you got the wings coming up and around my head. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. It'd be a temporary thing. It would only last like 2 weeks, then I have to shave my head again. But I was like, yeah, that's a really good idea. So the first time I went and tried this, the girl who suggested it wasn't there, but there was another girl who was like, I can kind of do it. I can do straight lines. I was like, well, they're all straight lines for the most part for these wings. Why not? She's like, yeah, I can definitely do that. She put like pencil lines coming out of the same spot. It ended up looking like this, wrapping around the back of my head. I'm like, or wrapping like around the sides of my head. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. She's like, no problem. Hopefully you like it. I was like, yeah, not really, but thank you. It looks fantastic, I think. Anyway, so I went home. I had to shave it off. So that's why it's taking so long for my hair to grow back. Because last time I did it, I had to go down to the wood. So it's just completely bald. It was cold. That's why I'm wearing a hat all the time, because now my head's just always cold. But the hair's growing back, so that's the thing. So that's my first idea. The other idea that I have is I have a special model from the Toughest Girls in the Galaxy series, which was on Kickstarter. It would make a really, really cool tech priest for like Astra Militarum and stuff like that, just because it's not something that we would be able to show at Mini Wargaming because it's a very busty model, but it's also a very cool looking model in the sense that it's got a lot of tentacles and like machine. It looks like Doc Ock on steroids, basically. If Doc Ock was a really hot chick. So I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but that's my description for it. It's Doc Ock on steroids with boobs. Okay, so I'm trying to think of some sort of a challenge or some sort of a contest to do. 400 subscribers, and the winner will get that model because it is something I got from Kickstarter. It's been sitting in my desk for a while. I'm not going to paint it. I thought I was. I'm not going to. But I have a feeling that if I gave it to one of the viewers, they would get it painted lickety-split. That's right. I said lickety-split. Now I need something to drink because my throat's getting all parched. There we go. So, now the remainder of this drive is going to be me trying to figure out what to do as a challenge. Mwah! As everybody who just like is watching this is now sitting on their keyboard like, yes, give me a challenge, I'm ready. I don't know why you guys sound like whatever his name is from Castle Grayskull, but yeah. Anyway, so I know what I can do. So what I will do is I will post this video on the Mini Wargamer Quirk Facebook page, and in the comments below, in 8 words or less, no, that's too easy, in 5 words or less, 5 words, let me know why you think you should get that model. Then, on top of that, because I'm trying to get this channel to grow, share the Facebook page on your Facebook. So just spread the word, let it expand, let it grow. So that way it's a win-win, because hopefully it's like a prize for you guys, because you guys are the ones that got me up to over 100 subscribers. Now I'm giving away a model. Imagine what happens if I hit 1,000 subscribers. I have to like give away an army. I just screwed myself. Now I have to give away an army when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So there you go, guys. That's your challenge. That will be the challenge. It will cost me a very, very cool model, and hopefully one of the viewers will enjoy it very much. But that is how much I actually really enjoy doing these, because I wake up every morning. Woke up this morning, okay, telling a totally different story now. Woke up this morning and was like, I only have to go in for the sit and talk. That's all I have to do today. And I have to take a friend to the doctor. Maybe I could just switch it so I could sleep in and take my friend to the doctor, and then once that's all done, go in and do the sit and talk. Wait, I have to do the morning drive. Nope, getting up. That was literally me this morning. So, and I got really bummed out when I tried to print off the comments and they wouldn't print. I was like, no, why won't you print? I need you, please print. No. Now I sound like Kevin Hart, like a wannabe Kevin Hart. So, anyway, also, just for added bonus, if you guys won't, if you won't, let me know what you'd like to see added to the show. Obviously, battle reports, that's a given. I'm actually trying to see if I can figure out some sort of a way to switch that into, or transfer the Saturday morning gaming into like Saturday morning gaming and it's tabletop gaming, because that's what the whole channel's about, right? Anyway, so the problem with that is right now with the schedule I have at work, aside from today, but today's kind of exempt because, you know, friend, doctor, all that stuff. I want to start filming stuff and putting it on my channel and then making that Saturday morning gaming so you guys can wake up and watch like a really funny battle report between myself and whoever, or whoever and whoever, and I'm just filming it. Again, the issue is that most of the time the people that I have available to film stuff like that would be Steve or Josh or Lee or anybody like that, and we're usually booked right through. Like last week I had 5 days straight of filming battle reports. It was 40K, and then a whole crap ton of War Machine, which was awesome, and then it was the start of the Death Watch campaign, which you guys watched, which was hilarious. Sorry for my very moot demeanor in that video, but I was also watching the video and watching everybody else rolling and being like, I'm last. I just want to roll dice and see what I get. And then when I rolled like what I got, I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess this is cool. And at the end of the video, I was just like, yeah, this is great. I made it like a bandit. So, spoiler warning if you haven't watched it yet. But I'm serious, you should watch it because it's awesome. So, Steve got very, very frustrated. It's also really difficult to film with 4 content producers in the room because we're all arguing and bickering and bantering and yeah, we all have different play styles and they don't mesh very well. Like Dave's whole thing is run in, get in a melee and just start beating people up. Steve's very hit and stay back and figure out what mess he's getting into. And my whole thing is how do I profit from this? How do I make the most out of, okay, well I won't lose anybody if I do this. So, yeah. I don't really know what my playstyle would be. That's a weird description. Oh, hello, officer. You are oddly close. But, and there's Justin. So, but yeah, that is the challenge for you guys that I'm posting to you guys is I'm trying to make it into like nonchalant right now because there's a cop about to go, okay, good, you're going the other way. Anyway, yeah, make it in 5 words or less why you think you deserve the model. And ooh, added thing. Nope, I'm not gonna add something because people have already commented on it. People have already started doing it. I can't change the rules now. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Make sure you go to my Facebook page. It is Mini Wargamer Quirk. Leave your comment below and see if you get lucky and win that model. Also, don't forget to share that link because that helps me grow. Also, if you haven't already done it, subscribe to this channel because that way you get more access to the morning drive videos as well as all the extra stuff that I do, like Saturday morning gaming, as well as the Irritated Wargamer, which there will be more of when I find stuff to talk about. Also, leave your comments below, guys. I will most definitely read the comments from yesterday on tomorrow's video, as well as the comments from today's video on tomorrow's video. I will try and fit them all in as fast as I possibly can, while still giving them the utmost detail and attention each question deserves. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Make sure you like it, and I will see y'all tomorrow.